It's lovely to have you on the show. I feel so lucky to have you on the show, actually.
Oh, great pleasure.
Thanks for being on I Love Dubai. Well, to start with, tell us about, you've had a very close association with Jeffrey Bawa. Tell us more about it.
Oh, well, I mean, I started working with Jeffrey about 1991, straight out of school in London, where he kind of offered a job to work on a hotel called the Kandalama, which is really a very beautiful hotel up in the Cultural Triangle. So that was my first job with Jeffrey. And then started perhaps the most exciting sort of 8 years of my life, where one project led to another and so on. And at a time when Jeffrey was sort of already kind of almost 76 or 77, he started working very differently to what he was actually known for. Okay. And all the projects he did, from the Lighthouse, the Blue Water Hotel, the Kandalama, all of which I worked on, were very different. So it was a very, very exciting time. And of course, as you go along, you sort of discover the person. I mean, very nice, very funny, he could laugh at himself, great sense of humor, very dry sense of humor, almost English, but wonderful personality. So it was really a fantastic time.
Great.
Working with him, and we got quite close. And then, of course, in 1997, he was struck down by a stroke. He survived another 5 years. And in the meantime, we had a company together. And when he got ill, we decided to finish off all the work. And I started off on my own as an architect after that.
Great. We've been here for the last 3-4 days, and we see the architecture is very, very interesting here. What's your take on that?
Yes, I think it is pretty interesting. For one, I think it's also connected to the history of Sri Lanka. We did have a socialist history in the 1960s, which meant that a lot of our the governments that were there at the time refused to let any imports come in. Right. So a lot of the Sri Lankan architects and designers had to manage with what was there. So one had to be very, very innovative. So in a way, we were prevented from simply sort of copying whatever came from outside, but to innovate within what we had.
Great. Tell us more about Jeffrey's home. I mean, there's some beautiful things here and beautifully
Well,
done.
this is where Jeffrey lived.
And people can come and visit this place.
People can come and visit this place. You pay a little sort of entrance fee, and there would be somebody who will take you around and sort of, you know, introduce you to some of the places and the anecdotes within the house. He lived here from about 1969 until his death in 2003. Okay. I think it's a very interesting house because Jeffrey had a sort of almost a magpie-like mind. I mean, he picked up beautiful things. They were not picked up for their value, they were picked up for their intrinsic beauty. Right. So you'll find sort of, even on this table, you have this sort of little plastic thing, which he found very beautiful, on a sort of calamander table. So putting things together was what he was really good at. And right through the house, you'll see ebony cupboards on which you'll have a little plastic toy, or
yeah, some soft toys.
You'll have a sort of that strange St. Bernard's dog sitting on against a sort of 16th century fabric. So it was just picked up for what it was intrinsically. I mean, they have their own value, but so it makes the house really very interesting. So to walk through the house is just magic.
And now to experience the Sri Lankan village atmosphere, there is no better place than Nugagama, which means a banyan tree village. Quite obvious from the look of this enormous banyan tree, which is probably 2 centuries old. So let's walk around this village to see what this has to offer. Nugagama, a village within a city where you can actually go back in time and enjoy a folk tale. Sample authentic local cuisine, watch the creation of indigenous artwork, all while taking in the simplicity of a rustic community. There is no shortage of activities, attractions and ambience at Nugagama. Right from experiencing a healthy dose of Sri Lankan history and developing an appreciation for local and authentic handicrafts to learning about important facets of village life such as harvesting. Rural handicrafts and foodstuffs at the Kade are made by rural people, and this is unique to Nugagama. A variety of fresh juices and vegetables is offered here. Dinner comprises of authentic Sri Lankan cuisine.
This is one of the best meals I'm having ever since I've come to Sri Lanka. It's absolutely authentic.
Sri Lanka, we have a lot more to offer, and you know, the green, lush, and the tourism, the wildlife, the culture, the hospitality, the food, the people. We have it, and people need to explore it and give Sri Lanka a chance.
Colombo has been awesome. We've enjoyed the fun, the food, the fashion and the art scene. Truly indulge the way Sri Lankans do. And for this, we thank Sri Lankan Airlines, Cinnamon Grand Hotel, Jet Wing Transportation and the Tourism Board of Sri Lanka.